Welcome back to the Ross Bolen podcast. I am your host, Ross Bolen. And look, everyone, I got Jared in here. Jared Borislow is with us today. J-Bone.
J-Bone, Ross, you look really sexy today.
What? Thank you. I appreciate that very kind compliment. And inappropriate, but kind.
Well, okay,
to start today's show.
But like, I was thinking about this. There are ways.
I haven't showered. That might be why.
Well, there are ways you can say somebody's looking good that are not like inherently like you're coming on to them. Sexy is not one of those words.
I guess not.
Because I think sexy, like the word
but among
sexy.
friends, it's fine.
Think about what that even means. Sexy, like you look like sex.
You look sexual to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to fuck you.
But if I said you looked handsome, that
would be. I don't know. I wouldn't know what you meant by that though.
You look like a hand.
Handsome to me means like. To me, it means like put together, like, which I don't really know if that's what I'm going for. Like, I just said I haven't showered. I haven't showered, so.
What if I say you look dashing?
I feel like that, like, it has some kind of knightly connotation to it. Like, you have to be Prince Charming to be dashing.
Now, I feel like ravishing is a compliment, but does that mean I want to ravish you?
Yes, it does. Similarly to the way that calling someone sexy means that you want to sex them.
Interesting.
I think it does mean you want to ravish them, which I don't think that's good.
No, it sounds violent.
You only want someone to ravish you if you're familiar with them on some level.
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bone Diddley is here. I have to make a statement of sorts to start today's show. Look, just to put the record straight here once and for all, yes, I have amended my stance on subtitle use. After weeks and weeks of notes and comments and rebuttals and arguing online, okay? So for the regular viewing public, those of you who aren't professionals doing a House of the Dragon podcast and whatnot, you can use subtitles when 1, you are hearing impaired. 2, the movie is in another language. 3, you can't understand enough of what's being said to follow the movie or show. 4, you are watching the show or movie with an old person. And 5, it is your second watch through of the movie or TV episode. Okay? You cannot use subtitles when 1, you're watching a comedy and the subtitles are ruining the punchlines, which is a thing that happens and you know it. 2, nobody on the show or movie has a difficult to understand accent and the facial acting is extremely important like in a drama or horror film. 3, the accents are requiring you to use your brain some. You can't really understand everything being said, but you can understand enough, but you're being lazy and want subtitles. Fuck that. You listen to the show, and you start to pick up more, and you pay attention, and you put your fucking phone away, okay, and you'll figure it out. Everyone knows their own personal circumstance and knows the line, all right? You know when your subtitle use is overboard and negatively impacting the viewing experience and disrespecting the arts. You know, okay? And it's up to each and every one of us to decide how much sin we can live with. Jared, that's my take. All right?
I think it's a good take.
It's comprehensive.
It is.
All right? Barrett and I have said repeatedly, my co-host on Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, #1 House of the Dragon podcast in the realm, we've said repeatedly now, as professionals, we see it as our obligation to watch the show our first time through with subtitles because we need that knowledge going straight into the studio immediately after viewing the episode to record our podcast. But that doesn't change the fact that on a show you can understand most of the time, using subtitles does end up taking away from the viewing experience. You cannot argue against this. You cannot both read and watch the faces and the mouths and the eyes at the same time. You can't, unless you're some kind of freak that we don't know about, where you can do that with your eyes.
One eye watching, one eye reading. Is it possible to do two different things with each eyeball?
How come the X-Men? There was never an X-Men that could.
That's his power. He's just reading two books at once.
What would they call him? Like Oculus?
He's like, I just read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets at the same time.
I always felt super bad for the dude with the laser eyes on X-Men
Cyclops.
Was his name Cyclops?
Yeah, James Marsden, famous Westworld actor.
James Marsden, very true. Oh my God, he did play him in the X-Men movies. I never had realized that until just now, Jared. But I always felt bad for him because that power sucks.
Yeah, dude.
You have to wear these crazy shades? Like, I'm choosing to wear these shades for completely different reasons.
I
than
thought you had Cyclops powers.
You thought I was laser eyes right now?
I'm not gonna lie.
Like I was about to cut you in half with my laser eyes?
I always thought you wore the sunglasses because you were gonna look at me and cut me in half.
Yeah. Like on The Boys, for instance, the bad guy on The Boys, whose name is eluding me currently, but, you know, the one who's Superman, evil Superman.
And to be clear, I would let you
He's got laser eyes.
I would let you split me in half, just not with laser eyes.
What is wrong with you? But that guy's got laser. Homelander, he's got laser eyes, Homelander. But he's got the Superman kind that are accessible when you want them to come out. It's not whatever Cyclops has got going. Are you sure it's Cyclops?
Yes.
I don't feel like that's correct, but I'm looking it up.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now, question. Do you consider it a superpower if he has no control over it, right? It seems like a burden you can harness more than a superpower. Like Magneto. He's not always getting metal stuck to him. He can summon the metal to him. Or summon the iron out of your blood.
You're saying because he can't choose when to utilize it, it shouldn't count as a superpower?
Yeah, right?
It's more of a handicap than anything, really?
But you can harness it. It can be
A
super.
harnessable handicap to make him a hero.
Yes.
Sure. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, I've got rules about subtitles.
But you claim that because you are a podcaster, you are exempt from them. Or you're an
No, that I have a
exception.
different set of rules for the sake of the listener, the listening audience.
Okay.
I'm doing my job here.
So what if everybody just now makes podcasts so they can watch subtitles?
I'm saying you know the line, though. That's at the end of the too long didn't read is, look, you know when your use of subtitles is infringing on the art. All right? You know. On some level, I know you do. And when that happens, forego the use of subtitles for that particular viewing. It's going to be fine. You're smart and capable. You can do this. I believe in you. You don't need them the way you think you do. It's become a crutch that we're all overusing. All right? And we need to back off. We need to back off and get this thing under control now before it's too late. Before we're all watching we're going to be watching fucking football with subtitles on. That's where we're headed. That's the direction we're headed. I know some of you aren't turning them off, and you're watching NFL Sunday with fucking subtitles on, and that is insane behavior that you should be locked up for. Unless you're at an oil change place watching football in the waiting room, that's the only time subtitles are acceptable when you're watching sports.
Okay, that's a very specific exception.
Yeah, this is ridiculous that I'm having to go this far with it. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, you know the line. You know.
We need something I want to point out. There are two.
Mom, I know you're listening, and you know, Mom, you know. Stop watching every show with him, Mom. Every show, Mom. Every show and movie, Mom. Come on.
There are two different kinds of subtitles. You have the good streaming service subtitles that pop up pretty much at the start of the sentence they're saying. Obviously, you end up reading ahead, but it pops up when the sentence starts, so at the very least...
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. It doesn't totally ruin it because, you're kind of getting it at the same time.
And then there's whatever the fuck that other monstrosity is.
Yeah, there's cable / there's another...
It feels like there's a guy actively reading the script and having to type it live because there's like spelling errors and shit, and you're like, what the fuck happened? They'll like miss a sentence, and you're just like, what is this?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the broadcast subtitles are terrible.
Wow.
And how do they, I don't even know how any like broadcasting works, like over the air, like with the antennas, but like how do the words words get there? I can kind of understand how the video gets there, but how do the words get there?
I don't understand this shit at all. And I watched Willy Wonka. I've seen some of this shit in action, and I don't understand how the image gets there to this. How? Like,
Right.
I don't understand the internet at all. I don't understand how they have our voices right now.
It's a series of tubes.
But like, how Wi-Fi though? Like the you just explained with the antenna on your TV. How did that? How through the air? Was nobody like, how there was a point where people were like, G4, what kind of internet was it? They were like, it's killing us, the internet.
There was broadband, there was DL.
Where are we at now though with what's the current most fastest
fiber
internet?
optic?
What's it called though?
5G.
5G. They were saying like 4G, man, gives you cancer or some shit like that. Like we got real paranoid about the Wi-Fi. I'm sure back in the day when we first started doing TV, people were like, is this not a problem? Is this not going through like our brains? I'm still asking that question right now.
Nobody has yet put up an argument that has convinced me that all of these, like right now, if your phone's on Bluetooth, my phone's on Bluetooth, that computer's on Wi-Fi, there's all these beams and waves.
It's fucking
getting
chaos
pumped
in
through
here.
our bodies.
You're telling me that's not bad?
That's got to be bad.
They tell us to turn our shit off on the airplanes. That's for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, Jared.
Do you turn your phone off?
No. Never.
I do. I put it in airplane mode.
Fuck that. It doesn't do shit. And I don't know what's going on up there, but the fact that they don't explain it to me is why I don't turn it off. I will not be party to this unless you explain to me what's happening.
What I have had explained to me is that while currently...
By who? A pilot?
By somebody on the internet.
Fuck, that's not a reliable source,
But
Jared, but go ahead.
It was that currently, with how technology is, the phones will not mess up with it. But, like, there's always this new technology coming out, so who knows? Maybe this new fucking phone's got this crazy fucking
You want to know my
wave.
theory? And I'm so sorry if you're listening on an airplane, but my theory is that they're scared somebody's going to use their phone to activate a bomb in their luggage.
But then they would confiscate your phone. They wouldn't just say, hey, turn it off. Yeah, you're the fucking terrorist who's like, oh, man, I want to set the bomb off.
Dude,
but like,
that's the piece of the puzzle that really fucking messes with me, though. They know we're not turning them off. They know we're not turning our phones off.
it's FAA regulations.
So they
that
just have to say
that
it?
They have to say it.
Huh.
They're not going to stop you.
But has there ever been a pilot who's like, all right, fuck it. There's too many of you with your phones on. I actually can't see the radar now, so we're going to die if you don't turn those off. Like, what is the fear? Like, what is the negative outcome? I just don't know. It really bothers me.
Hey, the Boeing 747 MAX.
What about
A
it?
few of those went down. At least 2 did.
Sure. I think Boeing's stock plummeted after the fact.
Good documentary on Netflix you can watch about that called Downfall, I think.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. That sounds fucking depressing.
Well, just, you know.
Eh.
It wasn't the O-rings this time.
I'm just not in for airplane crash stuff, man. Most stuff I'm in for. I'm not in for that. I'm not in for watching the polar bears on the fucking melting ice caps. Fuck that. I'm not watching that.
Have you watched My Octopus Teacher?
What is that? Is it an octopus teaching someone?
It's a documentary about this like dude who like follows around this octopus and he learns from it. So it's like,
What does he learn?
I don't know.
I mean, it's because like I get that you would learn how to be an octopus, but how's that useful?
I think it's like learning how, there's this rumor that like dolphins and octopi are the smartest animals that are not humans.
Right.
I think it's propaganda to get people to stop eating octopus. That's like kind of my gauge.
I'm not going to stop having calamari, bro. Sorry.
Okay,
no
that's-
amount of an octopus
not-
being smart is going to stop me from eating that calamari, dude.
It's not the same animal.
It's the same animal.
You think octopus?
Those are baby octopus.
You think octopus? You think squids?
No.
are baby octopus. It's
Yes.
like, squids like veal.
You never gotten the calamari that's got a shit ton of legs, and you're like, well, that's a baby octopus.
I like your theory that I'm putting on you that squid is to octopus what veal is to beef.
No, what I'm arguing is that there is no squid. There is only the octopus. The baby octopus.
I believe squid have 6 legs.
All right, there's squid mixed in there with the calamari for sure, but I thought there were octopi involved. So,
A giant squid.
who the fuck eats a dolphin?
I don't know.
I don't think dolphins are smart. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think they're smart. Just because they like to bang doesn't mean that they're smart. All right, just because they're the only other mammal that has sex for pleasure doesn't make them smart. And it's the way they communicate. It's the it's not smart sounding to me.
I cannot be more offended. As somebody who was a featured extra in the hit 2011 movie Dolphin Tale, you're gonna really fucking say to me right now that dolphins aren't smart.
You're offended because the film you were an extra in,
Featured extra,
happened to be about dolphins, and I'm saying that they're not that smart.
It's about the compassion. It's about the emotional intelligence.
I didn't
of the
say they
dolphin.
weren't emotionally intelligent. I just don't think they're very street smart.
they're in the water.
I don't think dolphins have much street smarts. That's what I'm saying. They've got emotional intelligence high, no street smarts, Jared.
Can't argue with that. Atlantis. That's underwater streets, if existent.
I want to go back to the Hotel Atlantis, the casino.
Yeah.
That shit was tight.
I told you, I was there for the opening weekend.
Bro, is there not a sick podcast convention somewhere with a casino involved that we could go to at some point? Like,
I'm sure there is. I
like, it's a
guarantee there
tax
is.
write-off?
Do you want to go? Really?
I think I just want to go to a casino, really. And I feel like that's the only excuse I've got.
Let me just do that.
It's for a work convention.
Why don't we just go to a casino?
I guess we could do that. I don't know.
Wait, what kind of gambler are you?
What do you mean? What kind?
Like at a casino, what do you play? What's your how much money are you losing? Max?
How much money am I losing?
Max. What do you go in there with your max? Like, okay.
I love playing craps, and I mean I never go. So if I do, probably giving myself like a $2,000 window, which is relatively responsible.
Which people need to understand.
By my standards.
People need to understand. When you live in Austin, Texas, you have to go at least 4 hours to legally gamble at a casino. So we go way less. So the money that we don't spend, because we don't go that much, we have to then spend when we do go to make us feel something.
I mean, maybe, dude. I don't know. I've been on flights with guys to Vegas before where, like, I didn't know them. Like, I was sitting next to two strangers and they were talking about how much money they brought to gamble with. And people are fucking crazy.
I mean, yes, but I don't know. 2,000 to me does not seem that crazy. That does seem responsible, because that's assuming you're going to lose it all. You know.
I mean, that's you have to go with the amount you're comfortable losing. Like that's how gambling works.
Because the thing is this,
or it's supposed to. That's how responsible gambling works.
If you're driving to a casino from here, you're either going to Durant, Oklahoma, where the what's it called?
Nobody the fuck. I've never even heard of anybody doing that.
The WinStar, I've done it.
Dallas people do that shit.
Yeah, the WinStar, literally right over the border.
Houston
right
people, we go to Louisiana, bro.
Oh, Lake Charles.
We go to Lake Charles or New Orleans
gas station.
Or whatever. Yeah, Louisiana is crazy.
Every gas station in Louisiana's got...
If you've never been to Louisiana, they have a totally different set of laws than any other state in the country that you're familiar with.
It's not a joke. What's it called? Parish law?
They got all kinds of crazy shit going on there that you don't know about.
Louisiana is... Like, people talk about New Orleans as, the most cultured city in America. Like, people don't understand. Louisiana, to Ross's point, is the most un-American state in terms of how much it is different from the rest of the United States. I'm not saying they're not patriotic, but it's not at all like the rest of the United States.
Un-American was an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, that's the word I meant.
Yeah, but you're saying it stands out the most in terms of its individual governorship
laws,
situation.
Laws, governance, culture.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's fucking crazy. It really, really is. And no offense, Louisiana people. I love your state. I enjoy visiting, but it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Ross
Y'all know it's crazy over there. They'll tell you, bro. They're like, it's crazy over here.
Ross didn't call it un-American. Not the word I meant, but you know what I'm saying.
It's crazy over there, though.
It's kind of funny that un-American carries the connotation it does. I just meant it's not like America. I didn't mean it is an affront to America.
Yeah, being called un-American or something being called un-American is almost like it's a treacherous, whatever.
Benedict...
Arnold?
Eggs
What?
Benedict?
Today's episode is brought to you by Talkspace. It is important to prioritize your mental health and wellness every day because when you work on yourself, you'll start to see and feel positive changes in all areas of your life. The long-term effects of therapy can give you the tools to deal with challenges as they arise, strengthen your relationships, and give you a more optimistic outlook on life. There's no better time to invest in yourself than right now. Talkspace lets you send messages to your dedicated therapist in the Talkspace platform, which allows you to update them on the challenges and triumphs you're facing in real time, so you don't have to wait for your next session. With Talkspace, you set goals with your therapist. They hold you accountable and make sure you're really progressing. Talkspace can help you shift your perspective, find tools to cope in difficult time, and be a guiding light with therapy. I've been in therapy for over a decade, can't more highly recommend it, but I understand it can be daunting. Getting started is way less daunting with Talkspace. They make connecting with a licensed therapist easy, so you can stop setting aside your own mental well-being. As a listener of RBP, you'll get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure you use code RBP to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's RBP and Talkspace.com. I've got an insane headline of the day for you.
All right.
These trendy cargo pants are made from Chipotle napkins. So,
is that a caption?
Have you seen like on Instagram the meme yet of the Chipotle clothing?
No.
The clothing that's constructed entirely of Chipotle napkins. I'll read you some of this QSR magazine story. First, cilantro soap dropped. Then the lemonade scented water product or cup candle. Now, Chipotle is introducing its latest meme-inspired product, Chipotle napkin cargo pants. And let me say first, I can't tell you how disappointed I was to find out that actual Chipotle is behind these Chipotle napkin pants because I was about to purchase some, but now I'm mostly upset. Chipotle teamed up with upcycle designer Nicole McLaughlin.
I will remember you.
Sarah McLaughlin to create a one-of-a-kind pair of cargo pants made with Chipotle's iconic napkins. Now, first of all, referring to any napkins as iconic seems a little bit over the top. They're a fucking disposable piece of paper.
What the hell? They're not
iconic?
They're like they're prominent. Like when I think of a napkin, a lot of times I'll think of that.
Now that I'm running through it though, if a napkin was to be iconic, name a challenger to the Chipotle napkin. McDonald's, perhaps. Strictly out of its like.
I can't even picture that.
I just think the golden arches on anything pretty iconic. But the point being, I think I had to stand by their adjective use here now, having had a minute to walk it through. You know.
I know.
They are iconic.
I do agree now.
They are iconic. Yeah. Okay. Back to me, Jared. The pants feature zip-on legs so they can easily transform into shorts. Love that.
You had a pair of these growing up?
Love that. I think I did.
I did too.
I think I did. Chipotle first shared napkin shorts as a meme in a June 2021 Instagram post. Oh, that's when I first started getting tagged in these. That's why. Okay. So next, the brand launched the napkin shorts on Roblox in the Chipotle Burrito Builder experience. So this first started in the metaverse.
Do you know what Roblox is?
Yeah, because you've explained it on here.
No, I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, you gave us the gist of what that meant.
I think it's like Minecraft. I don't know.
I thought Roblox was like a version of the metaverse, just like that's the operating system or whatever. I don't fucking know. But it's the metaverse is the only thing I'm going to say. And so they became one of Chipotle's most popular virtual items on the Roblox platform. And then they said, quote, with our commitment to sustainable food and fashion, Nicole was the perfect partner to help us bring the napkin cargo pants to life tastefully and responsibly, says Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer of Chipotle. So 2 weeks ago on August 18th, their limited edition lemonade scented water cup candles sold out on the Chipotle Goods online store in less than 4 minutes. The candle was inspired by fans who accidentally fill their complimentary water cups with lemonade at the restaurant's beverage station. Why are they able to make fun of our stealing from them so easily?
I mean, napkins making fun of the stealing, water cup making fun of the stealing. What was the other one they did? It said they did cilantro soap.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that. Do people steal the cilantro? Imagine somebody just reaching over the sneeze guard and just grabbing a handful of cilantro and running out.
Look, whatever the napkin quota was before, just triple it. All right, these corporate fat cats at Chipotle constantly thumbing their noses at the little people, they have to be stopped. They have refused to cut even one single check, and now they mock us with this abomination of fashion. And enough is enough. It's disgusting. All right? I want the pants still. Somebody steal me some of those pants.
Speaking of stealing from the drink thing, did you ever do that growing up? Would you ever go to a fast food place, ask for a water cup, then fill up with a soda or a lemonade?
I did it sometimes, when I was a teenager especially. Because it's so strange how your bar for shitty behavior is so low as a kid. Because like that type of thing, I do it as an adult and I feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I don't know, fuck. I could have afforded that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was just like, man, fuck everybody. Whatever. Fuck these people who work here. Fuck this restaurant. Fuck everything. That was generally my attitude.
I never did it, but I would always...
That was the only thing I stole, too. That's where my line was. That's why I'm saying it's strange.
Yeah.
It seemed like generally acceptable. You know what I mean? Chipotle's out here fucking selling candles based on that happening. What?
I mean, literally, what you are putting into your cup is... it costs the franchisee maybe 3 cents.
I mean,
max.
if that.
Max. So, like, really, it's not that bad. I never did it, though, but the people I was going to these places with always did. So I always felt kind of guilty by association.
Yeah, I see that.
What if I just narked on him? Hey!
I had a buddy that used to rip the shit out of Abercrombie, bro. Like, he would roll in there and, like, just steal. And it was weird, because, like, he didn't...
How do you steal Abercrombie?
You had to be crazy sly with it. They were super onto people stealing from there, because it was such an issue. But... I believe he may have gotten caught at one point. It was just crazy that was like a thing. I don't know. But it's obviously, that's a trope in so many teen comedies and stories. And
yeah.
movies. I watch a lot of teen stuff, Jared. I try to keep up with the youth. That it has to be like a nationwide thing, right? Shoplifting as a teenager.
Yeah. Well,
because your bar for shittiness is super low.
My craziest like stealing story is I was at a Publix. You know, I'm from Florida, so Publix is like the big grocery store there.
Yeah.
I was in Publix and I was walking out. I was with my parents and they stopped me. Right.
The security
The
did.
Security stops me.
They were like, "Sir."
They said no. They literally
Come
go,
here.
"Hey, sir," and my parents were there, so they weren't being too crazy with me. Like, "Hey, sir, come here," and they said, "Hey, we've noticed that you appear to be shoplifting 2 massive frozen hams." And it turned out they were just my butt cheeks.
You do have a wagon, man.
Uh-huh.
That was good. Good wagon joke. Today's episode is also brought to you by Manscaped, the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming. They have the best tools for cleaning aisle 5 in your pants. It's time to clear out the brush and join the over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off, plus free shipping with the code RBP. Manscaped has the full package you need for keeping your crops fresh. The Performance Package 4.0 is the only tool you need to keep your boys looking and smelling like the fresh tulips your partner wants. You can start off using the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0, the trimmer, to get the most precise shave on your hedges. It's the thing you use on your twig and berries. It's waterproof. It's got an LED light if like the power goes out and you're like, shit, that sucks. I have a date. I've got to shave my balls and dick. Well, you can still do that, Jared, because you'll have this LED light and you'll be fucking fine. It's amazing. Clear your holes and smell the what air is we got? Fall air? What is it now? Fall?
Allergy air.
Allergy-filled air with the Weed Whacker. It's a nose and ear hair trimmer with the proprietary skin-safe technology that prevents nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. I use this thing on my ear and nose now. I've talked about it ad nauseum the last several weeks, but it's amazing, the Weed Whacker. And after clearing your nose, make sure to get rid of that foul ball smell with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. The Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. Keep your boys from sticking to your leg. Leave them smelling like fresh flowers. Finish off your grooming routine with the Plow 2.0. It's to shave your face with, because you need something for that. You don't use all these ball and dick tools on your face, Jared. That's disgusting.
I agree.
Don't do that. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RBP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code RBP at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your downstairs mix-up today with Manscaped.
Grab your light. This is Stop the Wikipedia when you're high.
Stop the Wikipedia when you're high.
I can never time the keyboard right if you're watching on YouTube. John of Bohemia is your stuff to Wikipedia when you're high today. John the Blind, or John of Luxembourg. He was the Count of Luxembourg from 1313 and King of Bohemia from 1310 and titular King of Poland. I don't know what being the titular king exactly
I think it
entails.
means he had the title, the King of Poland.
He was well known for having died while fighting in the Battle of Crécy at the age 50 after having been blind for a decade.
Some Black Knight shit from Monty Python.
Absolutely insane. His home country of Luxembourg, he was considered a national hero. Comparatively, in the Czech Republic, he is often recognized for his role as the father of Charles IV, Holy Roman Emperor, one of the more significant Czech kings and simultaneously one of the leading Holy Roman Emperors. This guy had a hell of a lineage. Anyway, John lost his eyesight at age 39 or 40 from ophthalmia, I believe it is,
Ophthalmia?
in 1336 while crusading in Lithuania. A treatment by the famous physician Guy de Cauliac had no positive effects, and so he's blind, all right?
I heard this ruined Guy de Chauliac's
Reputation, yeah. At the outbreak of the 100 Years' War in 1337, he allied with King Philip VI of France and was even governor of some crazy area from November 30th of 1338 to November of 1340. At the Battle of Crécy in 1346, John controlled Philip's advance guard along with controlling the large contingents of Charles II of Alençon and Louis I, Count of Flanders. He did a bunch of crazy shit while he was blind, is the point. He was killed at age 50 while fighting against the English during the battle. Now, this is where it gets kind of funny. The medieval chronicler, Jean Fresson, left the following account of the blind John's last
It
actions.
sounds like it's kind of been absurd.
Okay. He says, for all that he was nigh blind, when he understood the order of the battle, he said to them about him, where is the Lord Charles, my son? His men said, Sir, we cannot tell. We think he be fighting. Then he said, Sirs, ye are me men, my companions and friends in this journey. I require you bring me so far forward that I may strike one stroke with my sword. They said they would do his commandment, and to the intent they should not lose him in the press, they tied all their reins of their bridles each to each other, and set the king before to accomplish his desire, and so they went on their enemies. The Lord Charles of Bohemia, his son, who wrote himself King of Almaine and bare the arms, he came in good order to the battle, but when he saw that the manner went awry on their party, he departed, I cannot tell you which way. The king his father was so far forward that he strake a stroke with his sword. Yea, and more than 4, and fought valiantly, and so did his company, and they adventured themselves forward, so forward, that they were all there slain. And the next day they were found in the place about the king, and all their horses tied to each other. So to recap for you, this blind idiot is like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going out like this. We're all going out like this. You're rolling with me? And they're like, all right, we got king wants to go fight blind. Let's tie all of our horses together and surround this asshole. We go out there. We just got to get him close enough to swing his sword one time, and we'll be out, right? They get him out there. He swings his sword one time. He don't want to go home. They end up having a fight, and they all fucking die. That's basically what happened.
So they literally formed a circle of horses around him to protect him?
I believe that is the case. At least a barricade of sorts, yeah. And they all died. So
Was there a lesson to be learned here?
if you're blind, you don't have to go out there. Let the seeing able fight that war with the swords. Sword fighting is not a blind man's game.
When did sword fighting go away completely? You know?
When the gun was invented.
No, I get that.
Some asshole shows up with a sword, and
But
it's
I want you
over.
to think about how technology works, right? Like right now, there's a whole movement of people going back to the flip phone, like Aziz Ansari.
We just talked about how we don't know how technology works. We don't even know how TV images work.
My point being, it's fad heavy, right? So it stands to reason.
You think the sword was a fad?
Yes. So here's my point.
It was the
Just
most
hear me out.
dominant weapon of the time.
Hear me out. I think just like technology, how people like to go back to be kind of cool, flip phones. Oh, people doing
Retro
other
shit,
retro
hipster shit.
Oh, playing on a Nintendo DS instead of a Switch, right?
Wearing vintage clothing.
What if that happens to weapons and swords make a comeback instead of guns?
I mean,
Especially if the Second Amendment gets repealed.
as long as the gun is around, I don't think the sword is making a comeback because, again, it's just too much of an overpowered situation. Like, you roll up with the sword and you're like, ah! You can't even get close before you're shot.
Okay. Just saying.
I mean, they say don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
They do say that, yeah. It's
You know?
true.
Because too many people tried,
It's true.
and they all died. Too many morons were rolling up to the gunfights with knives. I'm here for the fight! Gone. Gone.
Kip brought a trident.
He did. Killed a guy. It's a great scene. Just that whole fight that breaks out in that movie in Anchorman, you're just like, what is happening? They really don't care, do they?
Who's in that one? Was that
Everyone. Steve Carell, fucking
Paul Rudd,
I almost said John Hamm.
Will Ferrell?
John Hamm wasn't there, though, just to be clear.
Wasn't somebody famous? The other.
Vince Vaughn is there.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep.
I saw David Koechner, who plays Champ Kind.
Wow.
I saw him when I went to a taping of the Jay Leno show, and he was the guest. Him and Leslie Mann.
That is the most... What? Bro, you went to a taping of the Jay Leno show? We have to have talked about this.
No,
at
we
some
did
point.
not. No, we've never talked about
Jay
this.
Leno.
Yeah, so my sister lives in L.A.
Have I seen this? Have I heard about this? The answer is no.
That's a good quote because it's from Jay Leno.
Yeah. When?
Okay, to probably 2011-ish.
Damn. Oh, wait, no. Is this right before you retired?
Yes.
I feel like you told me this story, I swear. Well, anyway, tell a short version of it.
Okay, so I grew up watching Jay Leno, My dad and I would watch Headlines every Monday night together. We loved Headlines.
Y'all were a Jay Leno family. Okay.
Jay Leno family. In my later years, middle school, high school, I would always watch Jay Leno and Conan. I eventually liked Conan more, kind of gelled with him more. I think I still like Jay Leno a lot.
Definitely more of a Conan guy myself than a Jay Leno guy.
Hear me out. I think Jay Leno to me is like it's like a grandpa figure, you know, like I grew up with him. Conan is more like a friend, right? Now,
Okay.
The thing is, I still hate what happened to Conan. Hate that whole situation. As somebody who really liked Jay Leno and Conan, it was devastating. I was like, yes, finally Conan's taken over the Tonight Show, and then he's there for like 2 weeks, and then Jay Leno takes it back, and then Conan's got to go to TBS.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Conan, one of the greatest entertainers of our time.
I think he's doing okay.
Highly
Jared.
underrated.
I don't feel too bad.
He's got a
for Conan.
podcast. He has good video or specials on like Hulu or something. Either way,
He does a great job on TikTok with his podcast marketing.
but Jay Leno show was going on at this time. Went to a taping. Of course, he was wearing his jean shirt when he comes out, talks to the audience. Nice guy. David Koechner, Champ Kind, and what else is he in? A lot of stuff. Probably like Step Brothers too. I don't know.
Oh my god, dude! That man is in an absurd amount of movies.
Yeah, I know. But Champ Kind
Like, he does a lot of indie stuff.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Leslie Mann, that's Judd Apatow's wife,
Wow.
notably.
It is.
Also
yeah.
an actress. She was in, not forgetting Sarah Marshall. What's the other one?
Big Daddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, This Is 40.
yeah, that one.
Also, I mean, a ton of his movies. Yeah.
And that's nepotism, if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm looking up other David Koechner. What's his name?
Koechner? I don't know. Either way, I don't
Koechner?
remember who the band was at that time.
Koechner.
They must not have left much of an impression on me.
Koechner. Anyway, today's episode is also brought to you by MyBookie. Winning season has officially returned. NFL and college football are back, baby. Let's go. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or a first-timer, MyBookie gets you the most for your money with a double deposit bonus up to $1,000 when you use code RBP at sign up with your first deposit. Football back, confirmed. MLB regular season is winding down or heating up towards the playoffs, depending on how you want to look at it. NBA just weeks away as well. Entering my favorite sports betting time of the year, I love watching sports, obviously. Big sports guy, big fan. Love my Houston teams. Even more fun to watch when I'm betting on the games. It's simple. Let's say you're looking to bet the start of the NFL season next week, week 2, or Major League Baseball coming down the runway here toward the playoffs. You deposit $250, you use the code RBP, well, then you're going to get that amount doubled, so you have $500 in your account, and will then have twice as much to bet on your trash NFL team or whatever. Pick a parlay, code RBP at MyBookie to claim your deposit bonus so you can use your funds to bet as many individual games or contests or props as you want. They've got team totals, predict the Super Bowl winner, use the MyBookie prop builder to give yourself the edge you need to secure the bag, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Use code RBP when you sign up to support the show and get that double deposit bonus. Stipulations apply. I have one more insane headline. It's sports related.
Okay.
Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver suspended, fined $10 million after investigation finds conduct clearly violated workplace standards. Have you heard this story?
No.
So the Suns owner has been under investigation for a while. You may remember back when the Clippers owner, I can't remember his name, was it not Ballmer? That's the new Clippers owner.
Oh, yeah. Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Sterling, yeah.
He was famously ousted from the league for racist behavior. So the NBA takes that kind of shit pretty seriously. And anyway, Robert Sarver's been under investigation for some pretty interesting accusations. I'll read you some of the story. Robert Sarver, owner of the NBA's Phoenix Suns and the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury, and that's where it becomes a real problem. He owns franchise in both leagues, has been suspended 1 year and fined $10 million, which is the maximum amount an owner can be fined in the NBA.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's really funny, right? It's like if I don't know. I'm trying to think if a fucking speeding ticket's maximum fine was like $15 for everyday people. We just wouldn't care.
That's absurd. How is there a maximum fine?
He's a billion. The man is a billionaire, a billionaire multiple times over. Anyway, they investigated the franchise and announced their punishment Tuesday, saying the investigation found that during his time with the Suns and Mercury, Sarver used the N-word at least 5 times when recounting the statements of others. There were also instances of inequitable conduct toward female employees, the NBA said in its statement, including sex-related comments and inappropriate comments on employees' appearances. The NBA commissioned an investigation after ESPN published a story in November of 2021 detailing allegations of racism and misogyny during Sarver's 17 years as owner. So this has been going on forever. And the issue continues to be that when these things are uncovered, it's almost like with the Catholic Church. We're finding out now that the NBA has been very good at covering these things over the years, right? You're just like, holy shit, there's a lot of instances. There's not that many owners. And we keep having owners get, like, it turns out this is a huge problem. Like, this person is an actual piece of shit that's been getting away with it forever. Anyway, this particular instance, weird punishment, the 1-year suspension and the $10 million fine where, like, I don't even remember if Sterling said the N-word. He said some really weird racist shit. But, I mean, he got the team taken away from him. This guy gets 1 year suspension, a $10 million fine. He just gets to come back and act like nothing happened. It sounds like he was a total piece.
Sterling was a forced sale, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And then didn't he still make like $900
I mean,
million?
yeah, the money side of it, look, he made a killing. He made a ton of money. I think he made billions of dollars. But the he's not in the league anymore is the point.
Also, the team kind of sucks, right?
I mean,
Clippers?
yeah, the Clippers have been,
They still have
Ballmer's
Blake
turned him
Griffin?
around. The sweaty Microsoft guys turned him around.
got Kawhi?
Blake Griffin's been gone. Blake's out.
They got Kawhi.
They got Kawhi, but he was hurt last season. They got some guys. I like their owner. I like that energetic, sweaty, bald man.
The clapping, dancing
Fucking
guy.
psychopath. I love that dude. He's awesome. Okay, so during Sarver's tenure, the investigation found that he, on at least 5 occasions, repeated the N-word when recounting the statements of others, which I find it funny they were not able to pin down that he himself said it, only that he said it when referencing what someone else had said. Weird.
That's his loophole.
That's a strange loophole. Also, he was engaged in instances of inequitable conduct toward female employees, made many sex-related comments in the workplace, made inappropriate comments about the physical appearance of female employees and other women, and on several occasions engaged in inappropriate physical conduct toward male employees.
Interesting.
I wonder if it was like sexual or violent. It sounds like violent. Like he was probably like punching people in the arm and like going up and sack tapping his
Whoever
his
wrote
boys.
this definitely left it vague,
right?
On purpose.
Yeah.
What if he's just sack tapping people?
He was also engaged in demeaning and harsh treatment of employees, including yelling and cursing at them. So it sounds like he was almost like Will Ferrell in that Mr. Sarkanian sketch on SNL or whatever it was. He ends up murdering one of the employees just in broad
I thought
daylight.
you were gonna say like not Tropic Thunder. It's the Flint Tropics movie. What is that?
Tropic Thunder. No, Tropic Thunder is
What
a
the hell
totally
is that
different
movie
film.
called? Where Will Ferrell's on the basketball team. Jackie Moon.
I don't know. Now I have to Google it.
People always wear that jersey.
The Flint Tropics jersey? Semi-Pro is the name of the film.
What's the movie where Ray Allen is Jesus Shuttlesworth?
White Men Can't Jump?
Is that it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Is it good?
Yes.
Is that Woody Harrelson?
Oh, He Got Game is Jesus
He Got Game.
Shuttlesworth.
Oh, okay.
He Got Game.
Woody Harrelson's White Man Can't Jump, right?
Yeah. Tupac, I feel like, is in one of these two films that we're discussing.
Is Woody Harrelson overrated or underrated?
By the general population? Probably underrated. I mean, he's pretty well appreciated, so it's a tough call here, but and he's very well, like, look, Woody Harrelson has been in a broad spectrum of amazing shit, but I think just if you look at the amount of legendary all-time classic stuff he's been in, that he's still probably underrated.
True Detective Season 1.
Which really put him into another level. It
Still
was
haven't
like,
seen it.
wow, holy fuck, how is this guy this talented? But I mean, he did like Kingpin, bro.
White Man Can't Jump. Zombieland.
That's a weird one, yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Now You See Me. No, that was terrible. He was in Hunger Games. Okay, those are huge. That's a huge franchise. He was in Indecent Proposal.
Okay,
Natural Born Killers. Cheers.
Oh, I forget. That's the one I always forget about.
Yeah.
He's in Cheers. That's absurd.
Cheers is
Okay,
all time.
so-
True Detective Season 1 is all time.
While you have your computer in front of you.
Yeah.
I was watching TV the
I
other
always
day.
have it in front of me, but okay.
While I was watching TV the other day, and an infomercial came on, and it was this guy who looked exactly like Woody Harrelson, and he was selling Harrelson CBD product. I believe Woody Harrelson's brother is completely
No way.
using the family's last name to sell CBD
That
products.
would be funny as shit.
Look up Harrelson CBD.
What?
Type it in. Just type it in.
You think me Googling Harrelson CBD is going to tell me whether or not it's related to Woody?
I know it's related to Woody. I looked it up.
Oh.
It literally is.
Well, then
his
what am I
brother.
looking up?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Wait, that's Woody Harrelson's brother? Are you being serious?
Yes.
Are you fucking with me?
Oh, it looks like Woody Harrelson in a wig.
Bro, what is this? What the fuck is this?
Unless this is like viral marketing for a future movie that Woody Harrelson is in, I believe it's real.
It looks real. Who's the guy on the Harrelson Zone commercial? Brett Harrelson.
Brett. Woody and Brett.
Wait, what? Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. This. I'm happy that you seem like you were originally going to be underwhelmed by this, but I thought you would enjoy it. I just saw it on TV and I was like, what am I watching?
Brett Harrelson.
Brett Harrelson.
I don't know if anybody is aware of this yet. Like if this has been reported on in any fashion. That is crazy. That is really funny.
I don't know why I was watching infomercial.
Oh, back to this NBA investigation, by the way. The release noted that the investigation, quote, made no finding that Mr. Sarver's workplace misconduct was motivated by racial or gender-based animus, which is a funny quote to me because that's the same thing as saying Mr. Sarver was a piece of shit to everyone.
Yep. Still fined. They're not saying he didn't do anything wrong.
They're just saying it wasn't racially or sexually motivated, that he was just an asshole to everybody.
This man is just a piece of shit.
Don't worry, not a racist, just a general piece of shit, which is somehow less shitty, like by 2022 standards. You had racism in there, man. That really takes you to a whole new level of public scrutiny you're opening yourself up to. But in this case, not motivated by race, nor sex. Remember?
Or gender-based animes.
He was sack-tapping the men, slapping the women's buttocks, and yelling racial slurs at everybody. Not any particular race, just everyone, because it wasn't motivated by racial hate.
I've got something I've noticed lately. This is it's related to the last word of animus, gender-based animus. It made me think of animes.
Made me think of anus.
Anime, I think, has gotten way bigger lately.
No, it's something happened. I don't really know what the split is, but like it's at first I was like, okay, this is Gen Z, it's the Zoomers. There's something with them that I'm not aware of or a part of, and that's fine. But nah, it's people my age too. There are a shit fucking ton of anime fans out there, and then there's a whole group of people like me who have never been exposed to it. I never watched a single anime.
I don't even know where to watch them.
I mean, they're everywhere now. HBO has a shit ton of them on HBO Max, but that's kind of part of it. It's a weird gateway to entry, right? Like, it's not like you just, okay, well, I want to watch anime now, and you just know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little bit strange like that, but it does feel like it's gotten much bigger over the last few years. Maybe the pandemic did something there. I've just been amazed by because I get people recommending movies and TV shows to me all the time as a result of Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. And over the last few years, 50% of the recommendations are anime shit. And I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, or where to even find it, or why I would find it. If I found it, would I want to find it?
Part of it, I think, is that it's like unbelievably long. Like people act like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like, oh, it's going to take a while to get caught up. I think anime, it's like, yeah, you're going to spend years.
Like 240 hours of content you have to watch? Yeah, I don't know about that,
But
bro.
everybody I know, I don't know anybody who's like, yeah, I have watched it and I don't like it. Everybody I know who gets into it loves it. I've seen.
It feels like some stoner shit to me too. Like a lot of stoners get into this because, like, you got to put in real hours, bro. You got to be sitting on your ass for a really long time. And I'm just saying, stoners we excel at that. So that might be part of it.
I feel like I'll get into it eventually, but I don't know when. And I don't know what to start with. People say Avatar: The Last Airbender is a good one to start with because it's like Nickelodeon anime. Like,
I watched probably 8 of those with Coles back in the day. I made an attempt, and that was one of the ones people always said this is a good entry one. I don't know. Look, as a 35-year-old man, I could not do it. it was too Nickelodeon. It was too much for kids. Like it was not from. It didn't feel like it was for me. And it's not that I don't believe that the storytelling is amazing, or which is what people always say. Like the storytelling, the stories are crazy. They're so good. I just don't think that one was for me. So I don't know. I'd have to get another one.
Does Dragon Ball Z count as anime?
I don't think so.
You should
But
watch
that's
that.
the closest thing to it that I was aware of in the world for most of my life until like the last 10 years probably when I've started picking up on it more and more. I was like, wait, what is happening here?
There are definitely hundreds, if not thousands, of anime fans like punching air right now listening to us.
No,
talk.
I know. It's absolutely. I totally understand it.
We're
It's
not
fucking crazy,
passionate
though.
at all. I think people
Just
our
something-
general
a
lack
lot
of
of people,
exposure.
I think it's a large audience of people. The people who don't know anime, it's a lot of people, and we don't know shit about it. Like it's a total lack of knowledge. That's the
Yes.
thing. That's weird.
It's like when
think
somebody
you would
comes
know
up to me
something.
and knows nothing about Formula One. Like the thing is, I don't get upset. I like to take the opportunity to teach. You know,
Sure.
I don't know if
Well, we don't. Maybe the anime people are responding the same way.
it's true. I've never asked.
We can't see or hear them right now. That's the problem. If we could, that'd be funny as shit. But we can't.
I watched the beginning of Howl's Moving Castle.
So,
Looked kind of wild.
what is that?
So one of those.
Is it an anime?
It's Spirited Away. That same company. What's that called again? The director or something.
Oh, I don't know. But it's a strange different kind of animation, right?
Yeah.
Why is this related to what we were saying?
I've dipped my toes in. I just haven't gone. all
That's
the way
as
in.
close to anime as you've gotten?
That's like a legit anime movie. That's like one of the most famous anime movies ever.
Oh.
Cole's made me watch 10 minutes of it once.
Oh, see, I don't know this shit.
It's pretty good.
I don't know this shit.
I just didn't finish it.
Anyway, tweet your anime takes at us, at Jared Borislow, at WR Bolen. We're also on Instagram, the same names. Follow the show on TikTok at The Ross Bolen Podcast, on Instagram at The Ross Bolen Podcast, and on Twitter at Ross Bolen Pod. Make sure you check out the Formula Bone F1 show, available wherever you listen to RBP. If you are an F1 fan, Formula Bone is for thee. We have a Patreon episode dropping later this week on Friday. Ad-free episode on patreon.com/Ross Bolen Podcast. But I will be back once more before then. Not sure if Jared will be with me or not. He was with me today, though. You've all witnessed it.
J-Bomb!
But yeah, we've got 2 more RBPs coming this week, one on Patreon. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here with us. Rate and review the show if you would. bolenmedia.com/shop for merch. Until next time, peace be with you. And also with you.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.